Hi everyone. All right, works. All right, so we are the Hackers. My name is Luai. My team members are Arsh, Marwan, Ryan, and Hamza. For the past 16 hours approximately, we were working on an idea. We named it Study Buddy. The idea is to help students form study groups with people that they do not necessarily know, which is very helpful, especially in classes that are huge in number of students and most of them don't really know each other. For the backend work, it was mostly me and Hamza who did the work. We were planning on making the whole app as a native app, or the idea as a native app, but because of the time restrictions, we switched it into a web app. And now Hamza is going to give you a brief introduction about the backend work. Go ahead.
So for the backend, we had two options, either jQuery or Node.js. We went with Node.js because we're used to JavaScript, and the problem we had was time, and there were too many databases that we had to make. But we stick with only one as for chat in the end, because that's the most basic one that we need in the end. Because you have to talk to people, right, in the end. So, and what else? That's basically it for the backend.
So for the front end, it was mostly consisted of me, Arsh, and Marwan. And what we originally intended to make was a native app for Android and iOS. But with our time restrictions, we realized that wasn't possible. So instead, we needed an alternative. And our alternative was to make a web app. And to make this web app, we use jQuery Mobile. We could have used something else, but we chose jQuery Mobile because we all wanted to learn it, and we're all familiar with JavaScript, and JavaScript and jQuery Mobile is very similar. So we decided that was the best approach to make this web app. And now my friend Arsh is going to talk about the authentication.
So for the login sequence, our plan was to use Facebook, Google, and Twitter authentication, but due to many errors that we ran into, we had to cut it down, make it something really simple. So we used a dummy authentication, which made putting the app together later pretty simple. And now Manwar is going to show a demo.
Thanks, guys. First things first, we had a very bigger idea that when we had it planned yesterday, but by the end of the day, having 16 hours to hack everything really puts its weight on our shoulders. So this is actually what we ended up doing, as the guy said, for a lot of limitation. We chose the languages that we chose in the frameworks simply because we don't know neither jQuery Mobile or Node.js. And that was our whole idea for the hackathon. We wanted to learn something new. So we actually picked something that we don't know, just like the video that we had over there. We are not affiliated in any way with that video. Anyway, so we have our work up and running, and I took the liberty of opening the same page on my phone earlier, logging in with just a dummy username, since unfortunately we didn't have the luxury of coding web APIs like Facebook, Google, or Twitter. So let's do something. I actually flagged one course that I'm interested in studying, logged in as Alani2 on my phone. So hopefully when we log in here, it should show that someone is interested in that class. Let's choose Alani for this. And as you can see, please excuse the really trimmed down lack of colors and design for everything. This is a pre-alpha proof of concept, not really a fully functioning app, so excuse us for that. We can actually view what other people have already selected, and thankfully it's the same course that I selected here. Everything is working so far. Nothing is crashing. So at the moment, there's only one student who's interested in studying one subject. Also, just to show it for study part, For the study part, you actually get a full list of the courses. As you can see, we ended up making our own dummy course list because unfortunately the XML feed that York University provides was actually dead for the past 2 days. So we had to improvise for the demo. Anyway, let's pick, I think it was Math 1090, and that's basically what you're going to get right away. Someone else is interested in studying the same thing. Do you want to talk with this user? Yes, please. Chatting with Amalani. Let's, I don't know, what would I tell myself? So, hello. And even better, let me reply to myself, not just message myself in the first place. There you go. So that's actually the idea. For the chat, it would just do something simple to let people know that I'm interested in studying, I'll be at this place at this time, and come along and we can study together. And I know that we're really pressed for the time, so I won't be able to show more of that. And I also won't be able to take a lot of time for questions, so I'll just allow for one question if anyone is interested.
And so for questions, we need to use the mic once again so that we can have the it recorded properly. So is there a question for the yackers?
Yeah, I know, we did that well, so everything is understood.
The question is, how did they do the chatting part?
For the chatting part, we actually just made a connection between jQuery mobile on the front end, the web app that we have, with our backend that's running at the moment. It's written in Node.js, and we just actually, Node.js have very capable modules of doing things, and it already had a simple chat module for that. So we were using that with a simple MongoDB database just to manage the 2 users that are logged in and the chat for that. Is that clear enough? Okay. I guess I don't really have time for more questions, but we will definitely be hanging around. So if anyone's interested with any questions, we will be here. Thank you.
Yeah.